FBI Director James Comey complains about the fact that people are holding police officials accountable for their alleged police brutality, and as a result, that's leading to more crime in America. In fact, he talked about how police officials throughout the country are refusing to do policing as aggressively as before because of the fact that they're worried that someone will film them, put it up on YouTube, and then they're going to face criticism. Here is an exact statement from James Comey. He says, in today's YouTube world, there are officers reluctant to get out of their cars and do the work that controls violent crime. Our officers are answering 911 calls but avoiding the informal contact that keeps bad guys from standing around, especially with guns. Now, he made these statements while he was in Chicago, and there's been a huge increase of crime in areas like Chicago, and he's basically blaming it on the so-called Ferguson effect or the YouTube effect. Oh, these cops are so worried about being called out that now they're just not as aggressive in their policing.
Okay, so I actually love this, and I'll tell you why. Because apparently we got their attention. So the people showing that on YouTube, well, we're among them, right? And there's obviously a lot of the videos that go up on YouTube on their own channels, different channels, and they're apparently scared of us. Great. Why? Because we don't want them to beat up people they're not supposed to beat up. We don't want them to shoot unarmed people. We don't want them to do it and get away with it. So if that bothers them, oh, cry me a river. Oh my God, we used to be able to kick the living crap out of people or shoot unarmed people and totally get away with it. Now you're pointing your cameras at us and your cell phones at us and putting up on YouTube. Oh, yeah, we caught your police brutality. Get used to it. Now, and time again, what do, Anna? They say, oh yeah, well then we're not gonna do our job. If we can't do our job shitty, if we can't do it without violating your rights and beating you up for no reason, then we don't want to do it at all.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? So you go to an accountant and you're like, hey, can you do the taxes with correct math? Oh, now you're going to make me do correct math. Well, I'm not going to do your taxes if I have to do the math right? That would be outrageous, right? So why do cops get to say it? Oh, we're sitting on our hands in our police cars because we won't come out. Now, and then look at the example he gave. He said going in, confronting gangs in street corners. Later, he said at 1 a.m. to see if they're armed or not. Now, when has there been a YouTube video of cops catching gangs at 1 a.m. with guns and people have complained about it?
Yeah, I think the biggest issue I've had with his statements is the way that he describes them, right? The way he illustrates these videos. These videos, like Tamir Rice, right? Just one example, okay? That's not a video of police officials approaching shady-looking guys at 1 a.m. It's a police video, or it's a surveillance video of a cop showing up to the scene and shooting a kid within 2 seconds because he thinks that the kid might be armed, right? Didn't ask any questions. Those are clear cases where individuals who are getting paid with our taxpayer money should be held accountable for their actions. And Jake, I think what they're doing here is actually a strategy to get exactly what they want. Here's what cops want. They want us to stop filming them. They've been wanting us to stop filming them for years now, even before these police brutality stories started dominating the headlines, right? And so what they're going to do is they're going to point to all of this increase in violence, and they're going to say, see, you guys are deterring us from doing our job. So if you want us to do our jobs, get off our asses, stop filming us. And I guarantee you that there will be some politicians that listen to them and some citizens that don't actually delve into this issue deep enough to understand what's going on who will support exactly what the cops want here. They are paid with our money. They are public servants, okay? They are not supposed to use excessive force and treat us as though we live in a military state, okay? They are supposed to do their jobs, and if they're refusing to do so, they should be reprimanded for that. But that's not what's happening here. James Comey is backing them for their refusal to do their jobs, and it's driving me insane.
So James Comey, by the way, classic Obama administration appointment, right-winger from the Bush administration. Now, he took some principled stands during the Bush administration, and I've given him credit for that. But what did Obama do? Of course, he found the most right-wing guy he could, principled or otherwise, and he made him the head of the FBI. So now, as the head of the FBI, what does he do? He goes, bow your head. The cops are always right. How dare you question them? Okay, so let me give you more James Comey quotes. He says, what may appear on YouTube to be police officers harassing people on the street is actually genuine crime deterrence.
Get out of here.
But
wow.
No one complained about that. No one saw a video on YouTube of cops going up to a gang, finding weapons on them. We're like, how dare you harass that gang, right? Or harass people that turned out to be gang members. No, we complain when it turns out they were innocent people, and you just assumed they were gang members because they were black. Or you assumed that they were dangerous, even though he was a 12-year-old kid, Tamir Rice, and you shot him dead in 2 seconds. So, or the guy in South Carolina where you shot him in the back. Yeah, that was a problem. That's what we're complaining about.
No, Cenk, that was just a video of cops harassing people because they're doing their jobs, right? No one died in those videos, did they? Like the Eric Garner case. That video wasn't simply police officials harassing someone. It was a video of police officials harassing someone to the point where he was placed in a chokehold and killed over untaxed cigarettes, okay? So he's completely belittling or minimizing what those videos were about, which is a disservice to all the students that he was speaking to during this speech and all the people who are shallow enough to believe what this guy is saying. Because what he's doing right now is covering up for all the police brutality that's getting attention in the country right now. And I really hope that this strategy by the cops doesn't work.
Yeah, Comey goes on to say that people in the community are making the cops feel under siege. No, the people in the community are complaining that the cops have them under siege when they're supposed to be serving the community. I know cops laugh at that idea, serving the community. You know, we're not here to serve you. We're here to, put a baton upside your head and tell you who's the boss, right? Well, it turns out the community doesn't like that. The community pays your taxes, okay? So one more thing. He said, I've been told by a senior police leader who urges force to remember that their political leadership has no tolerance for a viral video. Meaning like, oh, they made this political. Well, what kind of system do we live in? We live in a democracy, right? So it's political because the people that elect officials say, hey, I don't want to get my ass kicked anymore. I don't want my son shot within 2 seconds. I don't want the police brutality. Oh, now you're making it political. Okay. Yes, we want the community wants you to stop beating us and killing us. That's not too much to ask for. So stop crying over like, oh no, they made us do our jobs without killing people, killing unarmed people, innocent people. You go arrest gang members, there's not a single complaint about that, so stop making shit up.
It's interesting that the people in this country that get away with not doing their jobs are usually the ones that get paid with our taxpayer money. Members of Congress, these police officials, they continuously get defended for not doing what they're supposed to do, and it's maddening.
This is implicit threat. We need to be careful it doesn't drift away from us in the age of viral videos, or there will be profound consequences.
That's going to resonate with some citizens. They're going to look at these crime statistics and they're going to say, oh my God, we got to give the cops what they want because if we don't, we're going to be unsafe. No, you're already unsafe, okay? You're already unsafe. If you make the mistake of moving in the wrong direction during a traffic stop, you could get shot, okay? We're already living in a scary situation.
Okay, there's been 891 police killings as of October 9th. Not cops getting killed. No, police doing the killing, okay? So we're not even done with the year. Not anywhere done with the year. 891 times the cops shot and killed people. Of those 891, there's no outrage on the internet about anyone who had actually fired at the cops or put the cops' lives in danger. There's outrage when they were unarmed, when they were kids, when they had toy guns, they had no guns, they had nothing on them, and you shot and killed them anyway, and sometimes in the back. All right? And almost every time, without asking any questions and trying to ascertain who they are, the policing you're supposed to do, right? So spare me. Spare me with your, don't make me do my job.